Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be all about cult favorite skincare products. I thought it would be so fun to talk about my very first experience with these, what I originally thought of these very popular products versus how I feel about these products now in 2023. I think it's such an interesting selection because some of these products I've moved away from, and yet some of them I like even more, and then a couple of them my opinion really hasn't changed. I hope it's an interesting topic for you. It seemed like it would make for a fun video. So let's kick off this video with none other than SK-II. I am so sorry if you have heard me talk a lot about this. It bears repeating, and I feel like it is just the perfect place to start this video because there is something I haven't talked about a lot in the context of SK-II, and that is, this isn't actually kind of a newer discovery to me. I actually tried SK-II quite a few years ago, probably around 2017, 2018. And the truth is, when I first tried this, I was not blown away. Not that I hated it, but I just didn't quite see the hype. To me, it just kind of felt like a mildly hydrating, sensitive skin friendly toner. Little did I know that was actually because I would say my skin wasn't quite ready for SK-II. Because you see, as I have emphasized in so many videos talking about this, the strength for me of SK-II is that this is a non-active product that targets brightening, evening out your skin tone, and reducing hyperpigmentation, which is mind-blowing. Hyperpigmentation is so hard to address, especially without active ingredients. And listen, active ingredients can be tricky. You all know it if you have a sensitive skin type, but even if you don't, they can still be tricky. You have to be cautious with when you apply them. You don't want to overuse them, etc. Whereas with SK-II, it is easy breezy to apply it, and yet you see a reduction in hyperpigmentation. How, actually? So for me, while there is just no way I can deny how much I love SK-II, I think that this really does explain why some people say, you know, I've tried these Cosrx galactomyces, the Neogen Ferment Micro Essence, and it just seems like the same thing to me. I believe people who say that, and yet my experience with SK-II was different. I do think SK-II is next level. So again, I re-emphasize the reason is because of the impact on hyperpigmentation and evening that SK-II had for me, because I needed that aspect. So this is all to tell you, my opinion on SK-II did in fact change because my skin changed. If I really think back to that time, I believe I was using strong AHA products at that time. My skin could tolerate it. My skin has changed. I cannot use strong AHAs anymore. So now, now SK-II has a lot of appeal. So the take-home point I'm trying to convey right here with this first product is that it's important to know where your skin is, what your skin needs, before you run out and buy, goodness, especially expensive products like SK-II. You might be a perfect fit for these dupes, but you also might not. It just all depends on you. This is exactly why it is so painful for me every time the Sephora VIB sale comes around and I see all those people asking, what's a good skincare product to buy? And that's the entirety of their question. I can't work with that. What is your skin like? What are you trying to address? I have so many questions I need answered before I can tell you what skincare to buy. Moving on to the Estée Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This one is kind of a funny story because similarly to the SK-II, this is a product where I have never felt like it's a bad product. In fact, I've always thought that this was a good product. I don't even really know when to tell you I first tried this because this was a favorite for my mom, so do not tell my mom that I definitely snuck some of her Estée Lauder Advanced Night Repair way back, way before I could have possibly needed it. This is a product that I would say is kind of similar to SK-II. It too is a product that really brightens your skin. It is also fragrance-free, Gotta give Estée Lauder some points on that. Fragrance-free way before that was the popular thing to do. I mean, they were using bifidoferment lysate way before anybody was talking about probiotics and skincare. And so when it comes to this product, I have truly always thought that it is a really good formula. But I have to admit that for me personally, even though I have gone through quite a few bottles of this, typically that I have received as gifts with purchase from Ulta, I don't really buy this product. And I think this does make sense because I just said it's a brightening product. And I also said SK2 is, so my brightening needs are pretty much covered by SK2. And so because of that, I actually end up one of the people in the category of appreciating the dupes. Y'all, get ready to see me talk about this Axis Y Biome Radiating Intensified Essence so many times in favorites lists this year. I absolutely love this. It is so underrated right now. So underrated. That was very dramatic, wasn't it? This is phenomenal. I'll also mention the Eccentree TW Real Bifida Ampoule, another great option. I do truly think that Estée Lauder gives you a little bit more, but again, you have to ask yourself, do I necessarily need more? Do I already have other brightening products in my routine? You know, for me personally, SK2 and Estée Lauder Advanced Night Repair would just be a lot. It would be kind of repetitive in my routine. That might change as I get older. Not gonna deny that might change, but where I am, it's just a little bit excessive. So for me on this one, opinion hasn't changed. It's been the same forever, but I don't personally use it. It's a product I respect and yet don't use. The next two products are kind of related, so I'm gonna group them together and then tell you what I'm using now instead. So get ready for a real blast from the past with these AHA products. First up, Sunday Riley's Good Jeans. Y'all, I was thinking back to when I first used this, and I don't know if it's just me, but I have this tendency to have markers in my mind based on who I was dating. It's an easy division because I never had a short relationship in my life. They were all long, and there's not a lot of them. As a demi person and all, it's typically easy, but Ara and I have been together for, I think, 11 years now. So the last 11 years is a big blur in my mind, but I did remember one detail that helped me figure out when I first tried this. I remember that at the time, Ara and I were renting a room for $400 a month. I know some of you are going, what? It was the 1970s? No, believe it or not, renting actually did not used to be as bad as it is now. I am well aware of it. Oh my goodness, I am well aware of it. I don't know what's happened, but it's actually just been recent. Anyway, so I think this had to be probably 2016, 2017-ish. What had happened was I was subscribed to a whole bunch of subscription boxes, and this just started going out in the boxes, and I remember Ara and I loved this so much. I got a subscription box in the mail and opened it up and it had a Good Jeans, and we both started lunging for it. We're like, no, this one is mine. This was such a game changer. We both loved it so much. And I think that the reason is because lactic acid and AHAs as a whole hadn't really started picking up. I feel like this is such a huge contrast to the present, where I feel like I'm kind of navigating away from AHAs. I feel like they're in so many products. This was even worse a couple of years ago. They were just in everything. I don't think it's a coincidence that AHAs went from being the trendy thing to barrier support being the trend. We all way overdid it, but I promise you there was a time before we overdid it where we could actually see the results of a 5% lactic acid serum. And again, with Good Jeans, I do think it is more than the 5% lactic acid. I think it's the full formula. It's incredible for, again, it's another brightening product that also evens out any kind of texture in your skin. It's amazing for smoothing fine lines. And now I have had this gifted bottle from Skin Store for quite a while at this point. It's interesting. It's interesting how the times do change and how a product that you once fought over just don't like it anymore. Let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't like it. I still very much respect this product, but I don't think it's the right fit for me anymore. Kind of like how SK2 became the perfect fit, Good Genes became not the perfect fit. And that brings me to the Pixi Glow Tonic. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you are new to skincare, you might be sitting there going, what's Pixi? I've never heard of them. And that blows my mind. I don't think I've ever seen a brand fall from popularity in the way that Pixi has. I promise you, several years ago now, probably 5 years ago, Pixi was everywhere. They were so popular, and it was like The Ordinary came along, and suddenly The Ordinary was this brand that didn't use fragrance. There was this big shift about 5 years ago where nobody cared about fragrance and skincare, and then suddenly everyone cared about it. So Pixi's ingredients list became quite the unpopular thing. The Ordinary came along with products that are half the price of Pixi, and it just meant that this real trending brand just dropped. No drama, they didn't do anything wrong, they just dropped from popularity. I would almost say it's better for brands to have drama because that is free advertising. I mean, at this point, who hasn't heard about the L'Oreal mascara and Michaela? See, now everyone's buying that L'Oreal mascara so they can see if Michaela was lying or not. What good publicity. Brilliant. Brilliant. But I digress. To talk about what this product actually is, it is a 5% glycolic acid exfoliating toner, another AHA product. Now again, glycolic acid is a small molecule. It penetrates deeper into the skin. So listen, if you can use glycolic acid, this is actually an amazing product. Not that I recommend it. I actually don't. I think you should go with The Ordinary's 7% glycolic acid toner over this. The reason I have this right now is because I bought this from CVS for something like -$3, and I actually still love using products like this on my feet. Which, speaking of that, I feel like whenever somebody brings up The Ordinary 7% glycolic acid toner, they aren't even talking about it in terms of skincare anymore. Have you all noticed? When I'm scrolling Instagram and I see that product pop up, it is a 99% guarantee that the next part of that is going to be, this is a product that I use on my armpits. As a community, it seems like we have moved away from using all of these AHA products on our faces, and I'm telling you, it is for good reason. It is because we all overdid it. We all watched it happen, right? We all watched The Ordinary's 30% AHA product trend all over TikTok. People were using that as a mask, and then they would use The Ordinary 7% glycolic toner, and then they would follow with Sunday Riley's Good Genes. Again, no wonder that the next phase in skincare trends was restoring your moisture barrier. It all makes perfect sense. So speaking of products you're probably going to see me talk about a lot in 2023, what I have moved towards at this point is not even an AHA product at all, but rather PHA products. Most recently, this Haru Haru Wonder Centella 3% PHA Gentle Liquid Exfoliating Serum. Oh my goodness, I am so blown away by this. 3% PHA, this is a larger molecule than even lactic acid. This is the right level for me with where my skin is. And let's end this video with something a little more recent. The Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice and Probiotics SPF 50 PA4+. Whoa, this is such a funny brand for me to think back on. I know you have seen this product all over social media, but if you can even believe it, there was a time that Beauty of Joseon was not the most well-recognized name. In fact, I believe I called my original trial of Beauty of Joseon most underrated brand. Have I changed that yet? I really need to. But they absolutely were at the time, I promise you. When I tried them, I feel like it was when they were reformulating to fit the trends more. They actually used to use fragrance in their products. At the time, they actually still had their old Dynasty cream, which was beautiful packaging, but I didn't buy it because I knew that products that contain fragrance just aren't that popular. But no, nobody was talking about Beauty of Joseon. Nobody before they changed everything about the way they make skincare products. And so, lo and behold, this sunscreen is formulated exactly in the way that people like. It is a gorgeous, fragrance-free formula. SPF 50, PA4+, that is what a lot of people are looking for. And it is so cosmetically elegant. It is so much better than pretty much all Western sunscreens, pretty much all of them. One thing to note with this, I have seen some level of skepticism around the popularity of this sunscreen, more in that there are similar products on the market. There are quite a few people who have figured out, oh, this Colmar base formula is available in quite a few products. And I would say that is very true. I would say that I think if you like that base, you're probably going to like most of the options from Colmar, but I do think they are all slightly different. I think the strength of Beauty of Joseon is that it is just so in the middle. You do have lighter options like the Water Fit from Skin 1004. You do have heavier options like the Round Lab, but Beauty of Joseon went in the middle, and I think that kind of is the secret to becoming the most popular product. Because even people that gravitate to those extremes can still try this and say, oh, I still like it. I like the Round Lab a little more, but I still like this one. And my friends, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope this was a fun video for you. Feel free to share in the comments below if you've tried any of these cult favorite skincare products and has your opinion changed. If you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next time.